Hi everyone, Craig the Science Guy here. Welcome to the Global Science Show and the Pint of Science. This week what I thought I would do is, just because it's Pint of Science, I would see what I could do with different pint glasses. Now, I went to a local brewery in my area, the Caps Off Brewing Company in St. Thomas, as well as the Railway City Brewery in St. Thomas, and they kindly gave me some glasses to use, so I've been using them for a few experiments. The first one, we're going to do some tie-dye with some alcohol. So what I've got here is a t-shirt material, okay, and I've just taken an elastic band and put it over top. Then we're going to take your Sharpie markers. Now Sharpies, as you know, are insoluble in water, but they are soluble in alcohol. So what we're going to do is you're just going to take your marker and draw some fancy shapes and colors. I don't have very many colors. And once you've got your shapes here, then you take your alcohol. Now I've got isopropyl alcohol, 99%, and you're just going to dribble it on. Now you don't want to spray it on, you just want to kind of dribble it just so that you're saturating the material. So what's happening is it's dissolving the alcohol, the ink in the alcohol, ink in the Sharpies actually, and then it's diffusing out to the edges. So you can see how it's moving. So you can do as many different sizes as you want. You just have to make sure that you're careful of where you do it. So now I've got a couple that I did before. So one of them here, you see how it's all spread out. If you've got a bigger piece of material, of course, these are just little 6-inch squares. You can do that. So I've got a pint of science that I tried to do that worked okay. I like how the black seems to diffuse out into purple. And then we've got one for the Global Science Show. Anyway, it's a pretty simple thing to do. You can do it on a big piece of material, lots of little spots, hang it up and let it dry, hit it with a little bit of varnish if you want to keep it, and then enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks very much. Okay, so here's our setup. We've got our two pint glasses. We've got 10% acetic acid, which is cleaning vinegar, and 5% acetic acid, which is regular vinegar. Now I chose brown eggs for this experiment only because I like brown eggs. There's no difference in nutrition between brown and white eggs. So let's just pour the vinegar in here. And then we'll drop the eggs in. Right away you can see the bubbles coming off of the eggshells. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but on the right hand side, which is the 10%, it seems to be bubbling quite a bit more than the other, which kind of makes sense. So what it's doing is it's reacting with the eggshell, causing carbon dioxide, and if we leave it, we'll see what happens. Okay, welcome back. This is well over 24 hours later, and you can see that the eggs are both sitting on the bottom. The calcium carbonate, or the shell, is pretty much dissolved completely off. If you look very closely, you'll see on the right-hand side, which is the 10%, there's no more bubbles, maybe a few bubbles. With the 5%, there's still a few bubbles here and there, but pretty much the shell is almost completely gone. So let's take them out and have a look. Okay, now we're back. Took them out of the vinegar, gave them a little bit of a wash, dried them off, and this is what we've got. They're quite a bit bigger than they were before. And you'll see that they're very, very rubbery. Now the big difference you'll see between the two of them is that the right-hand one, which was the 10% acetic acid, is totally clean of its shell. Shell is completely gone, whereas the 5% still holding on a little bit. You'll see that if I put them under a light. So if I take the light, I set them at the end, you'll see that this one glows like a moon. It's kind of cool. But the 5%, you can see if it's not too bright, there you can see that the shell's still holding on a little bit. Maybe just at the end you can see the light better than you can. So all in all, really cool experiment. You get a rubber egg at the end, but you do have to remember that it's not rubber, it's still an egg. Believe me, I know from experience. Okay everybody, you've got some candles here, and you've got some vinegar and some baking soda. We're going to see if we can put some candles out with the power of carbon dioxide. I think we got them all. Okay guys, so now we've got a little inertia experiment. This is the classic egg drop. We're going to balance the egg and the tube, toilet paper tube, over top of the little pint glass, and we're hopefully going to whack the plate. The inertia of the egg is going to hold it there just for a second, and then right into the bottom. If not, I've got 8 more tries. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, hop! Hey! Worked just like it should. But you know, we should try something a little bit different. I'll be right back. Okay, the question I asked myself is, what happens if you use a bigger tube? So we've got our pint glass from our friends. Now we've got a longer tube. This is the paper towel tube. If I can just get it to balance long enough. And we'll try it again. Are you ready? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Always works in the end. Okay everyone, this is going to be my last demonstration. I wanted to thank you for coming to watch the Global Science Show. Hope you're enjoying all the rest of the fantastic demonstrators. Thanks for Pint of Science for being in conjunction. And I also wanted to thank my sponsors for this, the Railway City Brewing Company and the Capsoft Brewing Company in St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada. Alright, so what we're going to do is a classic on the egg in the bottle. Unfortunately, I didn't have a hard-boiled egg and I don't have a bottle, but I do have a balloon and a pint glass. And what would be a science demonstration without a little bit of fire? So let's see if we can get this to work. I think it's in there. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.